Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Blanket Fort, a TTRPG edited actual play show created by Amberine and myself. My name is A and I will be your GM for this specific campaign in which we will be diving into the magical world of Avatar, The Last Airbender. We'll be using the Avatar Legends system. If you've played any Powered by the Apocalypse games, this will look familiar, and if not, we have linked the PDF to the free quick start guide for this specific game in the description below. That's enough of me talking. Will everyone else please introduce yourselves?
I'm Amberine, any pronouns, and also I'm playing Bo, she, her pronouns, who is the Guardian playbook and is a waterbender? Yep, she's a waterbender, I know that for sure. I didn't forget.
I'm Eva Bloom, I use they and she pronouns, and I'm playing Song Cho, who uses he, him pronouns, the Elder playbook, and he is an earthbender.
I'm Marcio, just Marcio, and I'll be playing Flint, just Flint, the earthbender wild guy within the rogue playbook, I believe.
As we fly over the map of the Four Nations, we start focusing on the utmost northern part of the Earth Kingdom, where unforgiving northern sea waves come crashing on the shore below the rough peaks of the Taihua Mountains. Going further into the mountains, heading north, just reaching what they thought was the top of the second highest peak in the region, we find two figures, a rather elderly but still very handsome man struggling to keep up with an overly excited and still pretty positive, despite the last couple of months of uninterrupted walking, young girl. Bo and Chen, you've arrived in front of the closed wooden gate of what, Chen, you would know to be the supposedly secret Northern Air Temple. Please introduce your characters, mark 3 fatigue, and one condition of your choosing that represents your state of mind after these long, long weeks of travelling.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me get oriented. 3 fatigue. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Immediately fucked.
Still looks handsome. You say still looks handsome. I'm taking that. That's all I'm hearing. Selective hearing. Chen is looking handsome. I think that, like, after walking in, like, it's like snow and, like, icy a little bit, I think he's got, like, up to his knees just, like, damp. And Bo is definitely, like, offered to, like, fix it with, like, water bending. He's like, no, we're almost there. It's gonna be fine. And he's trying to remain very stoic and in control and, like, keeps, like, touching his hair because that's clearly the most important thing that's going on right now. But yeah, that's Chen.
So what condition have you marked and why?
I've marked frustrated because I definitely thought we were going a different direction that we are going. Yeah, and we already feel so behind to where I want to be, and we're on such a tight clock, so Chen's definitely feeling very frustrated.
Bo's still, like, solidly with her convictions. She's just, like, trudging along. She kind of, all the days have blurred to one, so it doesn't, for her, feel like she's been doing it this long. She's just like, I know what I'm meant to be doing, and I'm on that path, so that's all that matters. She's a little troubled because she's not sure if the Northern Air Temple should be here, if that's on our way. She feels like she doesn't know that much about that kind of thing, but she feels like she would have known at least that. And also she's a bit troubled because she's worried about Chen, and cause he's an old dude and he's trucking along, and she's just like, is he okay?
Chen is a 60-something-year-old dude. He is very handsome. His hair was is intended to be a very cute, intentional little vibe. He's wearing, like, fancy earthbender clothes that are a little bit more, like, initially stiff and, like, structured, but have since seen a lot of, like, wear and tear.
Bo's pretty young, like 20s-ish somewhere. And she's got freckles all over her face, and she's got like light brown hair, and she's got green clothes. She's from the swamp people, so she's got clothes that they would wear, but it's they're kind of... There's visible wear and tear on them, and you can see where they've been mended a little bit and stuff. But yeah, she looks like hyper though, like ecstatic. But she doesn't talk that much, but she is like, happy to be there.
So the door that you've arrived in front of is seemingly closed, and it's like a very large, very, very tall wooden structure. But it kind of just looks like a door. So what do you want to do about this door?
Do we knock on the door?
Yeah. I
Is
think we
anyone
should
there?
knock.
But it's okay. Just
Hello.
is it open?
So immediately as you go to knock, it like creaks open slightly. And what do you do? Do you go inside?
Oh, and I'm telling you to stay put while I check it out quickly. Just have a quick look. Just stay here. Just 1 second. Let me have a look, and then.
I trust you, so I'm gonna wait. But I'm
Okay.
so ready. Want to get in and change my pants. I'm assuming they're gonna have pants. There's people. They got pants.
I'm just gonna stick my head around the door just to look around without
So what
committing to
you-
going in.
What you see is just a leaf-shaped courtyard with bison statues at the end of each leaf, and then piles of rubble and mechanical junk. Like, it looks a bit out of place, but it seems empty. Like, it doesn't look like there's anyone here.
I don't see anyone, so you can come in. We can have a look. We can go find clothes.
Hello. Hello.
That's maybe not the best. That's not okay. This is
Do you have any
fine.
pants? I'm just. We're not here to
I said it
bother
looks
you.
empty. If there's people here, they might be hiding or trying to. We could just be ambushed.
Or
This is-
they're sitting in some nice warm places.
Maybe they
very
were. Maybe
sheltered.
they're hiding their pants because they saw you shout for them and they're like, oh no, they're coming for our pants.
No, that was the opposite of my intention.
So as the two of you have this argument loudly, you're making your way through, and it still looks like empty. Like, you can hear the sound of the wind coming through the halls, because Chen Yu would know from your learnings and your teachings that this temple was very intentionally built on this mountain in a way that fits in really harmoniously with the way the wind so close to the seafront would walk into and like walk around and into buildings. And so you're hearing that kind of loud sound of wind as you make your way through the courtyard, but you're not hearing anything else. Does either of you want to make a what am I asking for? An assess the situation to see if you can
Yes,
figure out anything else.
8.
As you make your way kind of through this courtyard and then into the inside area, even though it's just a big hall with like entry points on both ends, so it's not fully enclosed, it's still hidden a bit more than the courtyard was right outside. On your left, like in the corner of your eye, you see just a set of teacups, and it looks like the water is still steaming. There's footsteps running off into the corners, like the hidden things that you can't really see from where you're standing, that haven't quite yet been covered up by dust. Like, it all looks like someone ran away really quickly.
I'm gonna hold on to Chen and be like, we can't run and get the tea. We can't just do that.
But nobody's here. The tea's just right here.
We should approach with caution though. Okay, we can go towards the tea,
Okay.
but carefully and looking around to make sure we're not attacked. That's
Oh my gosh.
important.
Is there a way to do a roll to see whether I remember anything else from like growing up and what I was taught about like the
Absolutely. Because of your unique set of skills, it will be just relying on your skills and training, because as an esteemed member of the Ba Sing Se elite, you would have been taught these things.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I paid really good attention in class. No, I did not pay really good attention in class. That's a 4.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you're so tired and your mind is elsewhere and you kind of like, you need to rest. You're not trying to think about what you learned 20 years ago about this place.
Great. Gotcha.
So do you go and drink the tea?
Bo, can we do like I come in peace? Do we have like a white flag we can wave?
You know what? You walk towards the tea and go drink the tea, and I will look out for anyone jumping out to attack. Yeah?
But
And then you can pass me the tea if everything's fine.
But what if I don't? I've been
Well, we
so
can-
trusting, but when you say it like that, I'm like, I don't know what's in the tea.
That's a good point. We should
wanna-
just not have the tea.
Okay.
We should maybe look to follow the footsteps and see if we can find someone and find out what's going on here.
Very smart. I'm gonna follow behind Bo.
So pretty much as soon as you step further into this large cave within this mountain, immediately 5 people jump out from corners that you couldn't see, including behind you. And 4 of them are dressed in air nomad attire, which is, you wouldn't expect really, because air nomads have been gone for a while at this point. And then there's one scruffy looking man in humble Earth Kingdom clothing. Flint, would you introduce yourself and tell us what you and the Air Acolytes have been up to before you heard the intruders approach?
Yeah, absolutely. So before you would have seen, despite the snow and the cold, t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops, with messy hair, a messy bushy beard, looking like the muckiest man you've seen so far. Like, even though you guys have been traveling for weeks and for a while actually, you see that he still looks more disheveled than you do. And before you arrived, I'm assuming, he tends to come up here to the Air Temple every once in a while just to hang about, give a hand, pass the time. He, unlike his family, has not pursued many careers, so he's, does things here and there to make a few extra coin maybe, but mostly just because, well, no one really comes to the Air Temple to bother him as much. So just before, he was pulling rubble from this area and shove it into that pile that you saw earlier, just helping move stuff with his earthbending, really, trying to pass the time.
So as all 5 of these people, so Flint, who we've now met, and the other 4 Air Acolytes arrive around you, this sort of like young 25, 26-year-old girl jumps out, trying to look really tough, but in a way that, like, you can tell she's not really done this before, and she's trying to look impressive, but it's not really what she does. She's like a short brunette with long hair that she's tied up in kind of a messy ponytail this morning. And immediately she yells, "You're being ambushed!"
No, please don't ambush us. We're just here for tea and pants. We've traveled a really long way. I don't have any money currently, but I don't know why I said that. Hello,
I'm just
Chen.
gonna slowly move in front of Chen.
I'm trying to do like some kind of bow or something, like trying to go back to that 20-year past like earthbending thing, to be like really respectful, to be like, please.
So as this display is happening, everyone else, you can see like a weight has been lifted off of their shoulders, in a way that they are here to protect the temple, but they have been trained in a lot of things. Defense is not really one of them. They're all kind of pathetic. Like they're not pathetic per se, but they are clearly not meant to do violence. And so as soon as you establish that you're really not here to hurt anyone, and you're just here for pants,
True.
all the 4 acolytes, at least, I don't know what Flint, how you react, but the 4 acolytes immediately kind of like, they look at each other and they're like, no, it's good, we're fine.
Yeah, no, Flint kind of like immediately relaxed, more relaxed than he could have looked before. He kind of had like a sloppy form, just like half, like, just, you know, half trying it really. But then as soon as the leader kind of jumped up and said what she said, he was just kind of like, oh, we've talked about this, you don't say that it's a hold up, we don't, like, it's not how, we've gone through this.
I think I was still very defensive till they all calmed down. And then I'm just kind of like, I turned to Chen and I'm like, what? Do we trust them? I don't.
So we've been traveling for a really long time. And we
Yeah,
haven't met
that's
anybody else, and my pants are very wet. And we speak our really nice tea. Again, I don't currently have any money I can give you to pay for the tea, but I'm assuming eventually when I meet up with my husband and sort everything out.
No, that's
We can
okay. Sure.
help you out.
Yeah. We've got a bit of a difference of opinion on how that situation's gonna happen, but that's fine. It's fine.
I don't know. I know this is very soon, we like just met, but like, if you want to see a picture of my husband, I'll show him to you. He's like really handsome. You don't think I'm handsome, but he's like even more handsome.
I think I'm
And
trying to
this,
make
like,
eye contact
an
with the leader,
excited, like, bald 18-year-old boy, like, jumps out and is like, I want to see him.
Oh my god! So lovely to meet you. Again, my name's Chen. I like started pulling
Jingle.
started pulling out the photo from my bag.
I can see. So,
Pull bow. I'm like, maybe we don't take pics from these people. We don't need their tea.
and as you kind of get pretty sad that this was the reaction to the photo, this like very tall woman who holds herself like really straight up, she has like long black hair held back with a headband, and she's not said anything. She was in the back the whole time, and she kind of comes forward, puts her hand on the little boy, he's 18, on the boy, and looks at him, and immediately he understands that he's done something wrong, and immediately he goes, no, he's very attractive. I would marry him. He's and then he runs off.
Okay, it's true. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Sometimes people are so handsome, they're like taken aback for a second, and then you gotta collect yourself. But it's very nice to meet everybody. Again, my name is Chen.
At that the woman from before walks towards you and like grabs both of your hands and sits you at the table, and then immediately is like, get the tea, and like everyone sort of starts moving around you, bringing you tea, and the leader per se, the woman who you think is the leader, the one who's been speaking the most this whole time, kind of sits with you and is like, I'm Jing Li. We're the Air Acolytes. I don't know if you've heard of us. We were tasked by Avatar Aang himself to help preserve and pursue the traditions of the Air Nomads until they can rightfully take their place back. This temple has been. It's been, you know, it looks bad. And at that she like points to the back where a lot of the like intricately designed Air Nomad wooden and like brass pipes and stuff have been kind of broken up and replaced with mechanical devices everywhere. And Chen, you remember that you heard about this. You heard that some Earth Kingdom people came into this temple fleeing from their hometown during the 100-Year War, and kind of changed everything up to make it usable by non-airbenders. And it to do so, replaced a lot of the structures that were there by mechanical devices. And basically at that, Jing kind of, after pointing it, is like, we're trying to get it back to what it was, but none of us are benders, so sometimes we get help from the people in the villages in the mountains.
Hello, I'll be one of those village people. Yes. Hi, Flint.
Hello.
Flint, hi.
Bo.
Excellent to meet
Hello,
you.
Flint.
I've read so much about the air temples. It's the first time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Oh, I
about
was gonna-
Flint.
I was going to say that too. I read a lot about me. Ooh. Was it a wanted poster? It was probably a wanted poster.
Why are you on a wanted poster?
Why are you on a wanted poster? Are you on a wanted poster?
You don't know.
Anyways, the
Anyway.
restoration effects looks like it's going super well.
Flint, can you roll an assess a situation, please?
I can try. That's 6.
So yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with this interaction. It's gone perfectly well.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have questioned it at all. Not try to question it.
I think I'm trying to like act try to mimic the leader person. I'm like trying to act mimic her body language because I'm just like, yes, we're both cool leader people. We know what we're doing. Yes.
Absolutely, yes. And I think she picks up on this, and immediately she's like, I don't really know what you think is happening, but I'm married. And she points to like the tall woman in the back. And you can see the tall woman in the back is staring you down.
I was what?
Chen immediately calms, knowing that there's other gays. Like, we're good here, these are our people. They
So I'm
calmed up a
panicking
little
and you'll
bit.
suddenly come off. I'm like, I was trying to just be confident and you seemed leadery and I was trying to be confident.
Oh! No, I'm not the leader. Haywon is the leader, and at that she points to like another woman who's literally just not paying attention to you anymore. Like as soon as the threat was gone, she went off and like did her admin in the back.
Oh, can we we've been traveling a lot and we're trying to get to the Northern Water Tribe, and can we just like get a change of clothes if we could just, we
Yeah,
can
no.
help out. We're both benders.
I was gonna say that again. No money, but if you do need bending,
We
Can I-
could probably use a hand.
Yeah. Can I just ask a question? If you're heading to the water, people, why climb a mountain? You know the sea is not on top of the mountain, right?
This is the way we are meant to go, Chad.
Yeah,
We're going,
you gotta-
This is
Up the mountain and around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would have, stuck to the low ground because the sea. That's
But-
fair.
This is if you go round, it's longer because you're going around as well. But if you go straight, it's a shorter route, and that's
Uh-huh.
how.
Yeah, but it's straight up and then I guess down is quicker.
Chen
So-
is
Oh, okay.
inching towards the T, slowly, like, suggestively. Ooh.
Can I be like, sorry? Can I just
No, no,
like
go
be
ahead.
waterbending the tea so that I'm just like taking one sphere of it, like one sip of it at a time, but just waterbending it into my mouth?
I mean, you can try relying on your skills and training.
Yes,
Oh,
I could do that. That's fine. That's
really
fine.
hot tea to your face.
What's focus? Oh, I got +2 to focus. That is 6, 9, 11.
Wow. Very cool. You do it perfectly. What does it look like?
There's like all of the tea turns into multiple little spheres of water, and they just kind of are in a line. they just wait for me.
So is it like
What?
0G, but you get to pick exactly the size of the...
Yeah. And then one just jumps in my arms like and then one just goes in, and then the others just like move up in the line.
You can see the young boy, like, goes to the end of your line and starts trying to, like, grab the end
I
of,
move them
the
away
end
from
of your team.
Just like,
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
You know, it is part of why we've been chosen specifically by the Avatar himself. We try to, you know, uphold the values of the peaceful air nomads in as much of a respectful manner as we can.
you ambushed us
all
when
of
we
us.
arrived.
No, I think you're doing
Wait,
great. You got
wait.
tea. I'm assuming you have pants.
We have, so here's the thing, we had to give up all of our possessions to be allowed on the Air Acolytes. So the pants that we have will be in Air Nomad colours. But we can dry your pants overnight and then tomorrow they'll be dry.
Wait, if that one is a waterbender, why don't they just try?
Apparently it's not the same.
No, it's not
I
the same. They
don't-
get crinkly. They get like.
It's-
What's wrong with
it-
crinkly clothes? And he looks down.
I think it's some fancy people stuff. I don't get it either.
Okay.
We just, like, growing up, we would always just go whenever we needed to, just because we were in the
Yeah,
sun,
I mean,
so
we
you'd
just
be
walk
in
around
water
with
all
wet
the time,
clothes and
just-
just let the sun do it. You know?
That makes sense too. We're waterbenders, so we didn't wait
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. I mean, no waterbending. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go lie down on that pile of rubble over there. Check you later.
Why? That's what is rubble comfortable? I mean, I've not tried it. I can't. Okay.
No, it's earthbender things. You don't know.
You sleep on
That doesn't feel
rubble?
like it. That's, in my experience, not an earthbender thing.
As he kind of like sinks into the rubble around him just turns into soft sand, and he just like sinks. Like,
Why haven't you been doing that? I've had to like meticulously try and make something that resembles a bed every single night so that you would go to sleep.
In the academies growing up, we literally were never. That looks very cool, and now I'm incredibly jealous. But no, it was a whole thing. It was like sand bending, swamp bending. Those are for like other people, other earthbenders. We do like the blocks and like the waves, and like that's more like prestigious and like looks more magnificent. Like
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
now a seed has been planted in Jen's like, maybe.
I'm just like very concerned that I've just gone, hey, why can't you do a thing? And it's something that you aren't capable of doing, and I feel really mean.
No, Jen's like, why? That would have been really helpful to know. Maybe. Interesting.
This Haywan, the leader of this group, walks towards the table where you're all sat down and is like, so beds are over there if you want them, and I guess we, as we've explained, we don't have many clothes for you, but we can definitely dry the ones that you have and wash them, and feel free to rest and stay here as long as you need. We have food, plenty of food, and yes, I'm gonna leave you to it. I hope you have a.
Do you
Yes.
have maps?
Maps? Maybe. I guess maybe.
Or just
Maybe-
someone to
maybe
point us
down
in
there.
a direction? That would work too. I don't really know how to read maps, so I suppose it wouldn't be that helpful.
I know how to read maps.
Oh!
Flint, don't you know this area by heart?
I do, yeah. Why?
Can you help us? Are you just lying in sand shouting, yeah?
Yeah, why?
I've also just started drinking the tea. Clearly, nobody's gonna pour me a cup of tea, so I'm gonna start drinking the tea. I've just been waiting. I'm like,
You're like passive aggressively sighing as you have to reach over to the teapot yourself.
I thought there was just one one cup and you're like, so I don't want to take your cup, but I want.
Why? It's empty. I didn't drink out of it.
No, yeah, I know the area. Born and raised.
Can you help us?
Is that
No.
point direction? Yeah. And he just like points out, like vaguely northward.
At this, Haywan like looks at you, takes your finger and like angles it slightly further.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the path. You like go this way and then go down. Yeah. Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
Okay.
I know my
But-
way around the mountains. Why?
Do you? Because we'll be traveling one way and then we have to go round something to get further along. But then I
mountains,
forget which way we need to be going because we've turned. And so
we
I don't know
really
which direction is the same direction.
We really are on a time crunch.
Oh.
Yes.
It's my
yeah.
husband, though he may be beautiful, is gonna do some serious messed up things at
Right.
the Northern Water Tribe if we don't stop him ASAP.
So
He's not a
your
good person.
your beautiful husband is a bad dude. Is that what we're saying here?
No.
And we
he's
need to
just
get
on
to
a
the-
different path. He's to come back to the good path.
He's not going on.
So why if he's gone back to the good path, why do you need to go? I don't understand.
No. We have to go to get him onto the path.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's like that one time that my brother Balder just, decided to, take up color painting in his bedroom and then start painting the whole house and we had to stop him. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly, and you gotta like sit them down sometimes and be like, "This is why it's bad."
We had to do an intervention. He was using all of our food for colorings. It was terrible, honestly.
As you're going on with this, with this story, the woman from before, the one who you thought was the leader, kind of grabs you, Flint, by the shoulder and not so discreetly whispers, "How do they think they're going to get to the Northern Water Tribe?"
But listen, they climbed a mountain. You can't exactly expect them to, be brain smarts like us.
No, but
What?
there's the Northern Sea
I understand
between
that, yeah.
here and
Well,
the Northern
one of them is a
Water Tribe.
waterbender. They might, swim.
You
I don't
can't bend the sea.
know. I can bend little portions of the sea. Just one step at a time. Little shimmy.
I'm not sure.
That's fine. I've commandeered things before. We can commandeer a boat, I'm sure.
Maybe, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know where you'd find boats around here. You'd have to cross all the way to Chenba over there.
Is that not where they wanted to go?
I don't know. They just said they wanted to go to the Northern Water Tribe, but like,
We'll
I know
find
where the
a
Northern
way.
Water Tribe is. I've never been there. It's
Yeah, it's got
miles
water around it. Yeah, it's fine. We got it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Because, what's going to do? We might walk for 2 months, but it's fine. Although, I would need someone to send word back to Ma. So if you guys can send a
Okay.
word back to Ma, that'd be great.
Of course.
Yeah,
We'll send- we'll send
I'll help. It's fine. We'll figure it out. You know me. I figure things out.
Okay.
With my brain
Okay.
smarts. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 2 months walk. Seems
yeah,
fair.
you know,
Seems fair.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been... Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
I can't.
I'm aware.
Fully
Yeah.
immersed in the sea. Like, not present in my body. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in a one bed tonight. It's not here.
I still say we can
You're
hear
gonna
you.
be
and-
so disappointed
Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
just straw on the floor.
It's funny. Like, bed is a it's a word for something that is definitely not what you found in this temple.
I had dreams.
I'm hoping it's gonna be like where it's like a wooden frame and it's just like it's woven. That's been like fabric that's been stretched over. Those are comfy as hell. No,
Every day
It's
I wake up
it's
and I'm
fully
like,
straw.
Just straw.
damn.
It's straw on some like rock
You'd think that
that's been like
months
carved out of the cliffside.
I think like months of traveling, Chen would have like stopped anticipating like 1,000 thread count, like goose feathers. Like you'd think but he's like, a bed? That's immediately where his mind goes. He's like, they got teeth, they got a bed.
No, I know you can hear us. Yes. What's wrong?
You said we're not smart, but we're going in the direction. If we need to get to the Northern Water Tribe, I know
Well,
it's that direction. We were going
yeah.
that direction.
Yeah, well, see,
So-
that's great, because, whilst you're on land, you can keep walking towards the direction, but you hit this little lake called the Northern Sea that, stops you from walking.
But if it's just water, like when there's water in the swamps, we just use it to move us around, and it's fine.
So this isn't quite a swamp. It's a sea. I don't know if you know what that is. It's
It's just
Basically,
it's just bigger.
much water.
Basically,
No, but-
think of what a mountain is to earthbenders. That's what the sea is to waterbenders.
You can't
So I can-
waterbend the sea.
Am I stronger?
Uh,
Because I'll
You
be
know
near
what?
the
See, I
water.
told you,
Is that
they'll
how that
figure it
works?
out. No, they'll
Okay,
figure it out.
okay.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting.
Okay,
Are you
let
coming
me
with
get
us?
my
Looking
wife
forward.
here. Let me
Would
get
you
my
be
wife.
able? Are you coming with us? Because
What?
any help we can get, Bo, right?
Can you, if you can make sand beds for us every night, that'd be great. But you
I can
said
do-
2 months. We can't. That's too long.
You see, if we're going to grab something that can actually cross the sea, like a boat, you probably have to go to Shangbao.
Doesn't
And
just
Shangbao is
everywhere
it's a
have
little whiles away.
But
Across,
you can just. But why would everywhere, if there's water, why would there not just be boats all along the water?
But if we're traveling for 2 months, I want a nice boat. We've traveled so far in not nice conditions. We deserve a boat. And I trust.
What's a
this-
nice
this-
boat? What? What, like, just
deck?
well made?
You can strut on. No, but it seems like this man is very generously knows the area.
yeah,
I-
generously.
I'm just trying to
not
understand.
Totally not expecting any form of payment.
How are you sat around this table, and is someone facing towards the temple? And if yes, can that person roll and assess the situation, please?
I think I'm facing like sideways on to it,
Yeah.
so
I
that because
think
you
I'll-
had gone off a bit, so I was like trying to be able to see both.
I think I'd definitely be facing the temple because I would have been one of the people behind them as they came into the door, and I would have walked in behind them, so I'd probably be facing temple-ish. So,
Sure.
assess the situation.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably also be looking
Ooh.
to the temple.
That is very good. Assess the situation is
Yeah, roll again.
creativity, and that's a +2, so that would be a 12.
Ooh, like a nat 12 or a 12
that's
with the +1.
6, 4, and then my 2 creativity.
Very nice. What did you get, Chen?
I have 4.
Okay, so you don't see nothing. You're drinking your tea. But Flint, what you see in the back is Haywan walking like totally at the other side into what you know is the sanctuary, and like opening the door, closing the door, turning back round, and like doing it like a small wave. Like she doesn't want to help, but at some point she wants these guys gone more than she wants to not help them.
Got
So
it.
you like see her kind of like waving.
All right, I guess we can get some help for you guys. And you guys can get going. I mean,
Okay.
probably not right now because it's gonna get dark and. Well, whilst it's easier to climb up the mountain in the dark, going down the mountain isn't recommended.
Yeah, I've tried it. Like there was like a hill before, and it was like it wasn't as cold, and I just slid for a while. It was not good.
Uh-huh.
It was mostly on my face.
I've been moving very gracefully and
That is true.
with very little falling throughout most of our travels.
That's good to know. You're gonna
That's
need
definitely
those steady
true.
feet up here. You know, gotta be grounded like a mountain.
I flow like water.
Fantastic.
sometimes
One
on my
second.
face.
And I'm gonna go up to. I keep forgetting her name. The leader.
Haywan.
Haywan.
Yes, I should have given you these names. These are your friends. They got chosen last night at 1 a.m.
Woo!
It's better than me. I usually choose mine on the session as they ask me.
Love that.
She basically goes, you know the sanctuary down there? If they can find a way in, I'm pretty sure there's some like leftover flying things, maybe. It definitely can't get them over the sea, because that's ridiculous. The sea. It's the fucking sea. But it could probably get you to Chenpao in like maybe a couple days.
Okay. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
There's been rubble all over that section. You know, we've not gotten to that bit yet. Do I get liberty to move things? Is that what's happening? Do I finally get the liberty to move those things? Or is
I
that-
guess. Just don't ruin
Oh.
anything. Don't
okay. Yep.
break old scrolls filled with ancient knowledge,
Right.
please.
Okay. No old scrolls. Got it. Just stone.
Yes.
Mhm.
And at that, she like goes away and offhandedly says, "Oh, and tell them about Kavik," and then goes away. You have no idea who Kavik is.
Okay, will do.
Can I ask somebody for food?
And I'll head down and say,
Now, good news. Do any of you know how to pilot things?
I can.
Mhm.
When we're on like our little boat things, I could control those
Okay, cool.
because you move the water. On
Cool. So we've got a way to get to Shambao in like 2 days.
That'd be great.
No walking. To be fair, no ground, which is daunting.
I don't have ground.
And I had to tell you about someone. Who did I have to tell you about?
Wait. Are you flying?
Yes. Well, yes.
Are you gonna
Floating.
be okay? Flying
Floating
is,
away.
and I'm just gonna kind of like as an aside. Is that acceptable for like the elderly? Is it gonna like?
Okay, so Chen has a deep fear of heights, of flying, but Bo saying that
You didn't hear that. That was an aside.
to preserve his pride. No, Chen heard that. To preserve his pride, he's like, yeah, of course, sounds great. Let's fly.
I just, I meant more like Earth Kingdomness, because you rely on the ground. That's all I meant. That's what I meant. I didn't mean
and
anything
then
else.
I make big blocks and columns that put me up very high, so I'm very comfortable
Okay.
up high. It's
Okay.
not at all deeply
You've seemed
terrifying for me.
stressed on cliffs before, though.
Was
I
there
mean-
food? Was there food around? Somebody?
now, Jem, just because not only Flint but me have a butterfly brain, what was the name that I was supposed to tell them?
Kavik.
Kavik.
Right. Yeah. And Haywan told me to tell you about Kavik.
Rings no bells to either of you.
Yeah. Just told me to tell you Kavik.
Is that a person?
I was just
Is
told to
that the
tell you about Kavik.
Do you want to? Do we need to ask? Is it like a game where you tell us a clue and we have to figure it out?
Beats me. She said tell them about Kavik. So here I am telling you about Kavik.
Did you not ask follow-up questions?
Nope. Who needs follow-up
You were
questions?
saying I was
I mean, I
stupid.
did ask her a follow-up question. I asked her if I was allowed to move some rocks, and then she said yes.
Is
no
that not your whole
scrolls.
deal?
I wasn't allowed to move scrolls.
Oh, okay.
But I'm allowed to move rocks, and we can get our flying jalopy, and head to Changbao. But yeah, Kavik.
Okay. Is this unimportant and it won't come up later?
She just told me to tell you. I told you. She asked me to tell you about Kavik.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
I-
that's fair.
And I'm here telling you about Kavik.
Okay. Who do we?
As you're like speaking really loudly,
Yeah, no
walking towards the sanctuary, yelling about Kavik, the young boy comes up and is like, "Oh, you're going to see Kavik, say hi to them for me," and then runs off.
Wait.
They've gone off.
Please,
They've
will
do.
So it is a person.
I suppose. We have to say hi to him now. What was that kid's name? He told me like 20 times.
Do you know anyone's name? Is your name actually Flint?
Sure.
Did you just forget your name?
No. I'm Flint.
Okay.
Now, it's either me or my younger brother that's Flint. But you know when your parents mix up your names, and then she calls you different names. I've been called Flint the most, so I think it's Flint. I'm pretty sure it's Flint. Yeah.
Okay.
I've introduced myself as Flint, so I think it's Flint. I hope it's Flint. Yeah.
But you know the area really well.
Oh yeah, I'm good with places. Terrible with names
Okay.
and faces. Mostly names. But locations I'm great with. I've not got lost yet.
Can you just go back and ask the person who told you Havoc's name
Oh, she's busy
for more
now.
information?
She's busy now.
Maybe we can
So-
ask her in the morning after we sleep and eat. And
I suppose you could. Yeah.
So Chen and Bo roll and assess the situation.
Oh, I'm really not doing great. It's a 3.
That is
Aw.
a 6.
No.
No idea why everyone's acting so weird about the leader. So as you're walking along and like getting to the sanctuary, you end up in front of these like huge doors with the mechanism of, it's like 2 big pipes swirling, and you know that to open it you have to blow air through the 2 pipes simultaneously, and then it opens the doors. You also know that everything was remodeled to be used by non-benders, so I mean, you've got 3 brains, figure out a way in.
I was freely told that I was allowed to bend Earth, which was something that I wasn't allowed in this section before. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna dig myself a tunnel underneath the door.
Sure, rely on your skills and training.
And that is focus. Uh-oh. Okay. 9.
Cool, yeah. So you managed to fully earthbend a tunnel between here and the other side. It is like quite narrow.
Yeah. I was pretty much only expecting me to go through with it. So I've like done the thing. It's like I shoved my fingers into the ground, and as it kind of like sinks into the earth, it shoves like a gust of dirt, and it turns the whole thing into sand, and it just like pulls it out like water, but like just that kind of like grainy sand kind of pushing through, making like a really narrow gap, and I just crawl through like an animal, just like a mole going into its burrow. I just crawl through like an animal and jump on the other side.
I can't do that. How do I
It's
get?
open. Well, the hole's open.
I try to
Can
jump
you?
in.
No. I turned to Bo to be like, can you like put the water through the thing? Because please, dear God, I don't want to go through that tunnel.
So, Bo, you've now jumped into this tunnel. Mm-hmm. You're already like neck deep into this tunnel as Chen says this.
I'm like,
Tell me it's not so bad. Tell me it's not so bad in the tunnel.
you're gonna get new clothes anyway.
That's not comforting. But also Chen's fancy earthbending is like blocks and stuff. And he at least has the bare knowledge that he's not just gonna like bust down these doors. That feels clearly disrespectful. So I guess we're gonna go in.
Am I moving through the how? Am I stuck here?
No, I feel like you kind of like push a little bit and like you kind of like swiggle your way down the tunnel and end up with like your feet kind of up the other way, and then you're a bit stuck there. But I mean,
Help.
if Flint wants to help.
Can-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have been like, you should be fine because like Flint is a bit wider than you. He's like a 40-year-old man, so he's quite broad. But as soon as you get stuck, he basically like just grabs the first thing, probably like your ankle or something, and just like pulls you out.
I'm just upside down, like.
Upside
Thank
down,
you.
covered in sand.
Yeah, it gets
No.
everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Chen, you
Um,
don't see this.
No, I've already jumped down. It's taken not very long to be like, okay, this is my only option. Bo said I'm gonna get new clothes. Yeah, jump down, immediate regret. So sandy. I like go
Cool, so-
through and I like put my hands up for Bo to be like.
I just go, can you put me down?
Yeah.
Did you just drop me? Or?
Yep. I just release.
I try to stick the
Amazing.
landing.
So now we've got Chen just like, help me, help me, please.
Just grab you by the forearm and try and yank you up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Covered.
like,
Covered,
Covered
in
in
sand.
sand.
I try and shake myself off a little bit. It doesn't help very much. So uncomfortable.
And then Flint will just turn around and go, honestly, this is a lot of fun. Usually they just make me use the mechanism to open the door. But, you know, going through it under is quite exciting.
How?
And at
But
that
you
you
can't have
literally press press a
I'll press-
button
the door's open.
and the doors creak open.
I'm just like, yes, I did it because it is more fun this way.
Yeah,
Correct.
right?
Yep. Yep.
And I do that, like, earthbender stance. Like, I open, like, almost like a squat. And then all of a sudden, all of the sand just, like, flies away. In every direction.
Chen's like to himself.
So now the two of you are even more covered in sand.
I'm just like,
Chen's like, we,
I think I try and like I assume I have like some water skin or something, and I just try and clean myself off, knowing that the sand kind of just cakes a little bit. But that's fine. I'm used to just being like muddy and stuff, so it's okay. The
Yeah.
texture of sand was upsetting, so it's okay.
Flint will turn around and, like, stick his hand on the floor again and just, like, re-solidify the area that he turned into sand back into stone. It's like, don't want anybody sinking. Anyway, this way.
Could you, if someone had their feet in the sand and you did that, would they be able to like lean all the way forward without
Prob-
falling over?
Possibly,
Would they
yeah.
be?
I mean,
would
it
they
would
be
hurt.
singing Michael Jackson songs?
Yeah. Yeah. So it probably hurt a little. I've gotten stuck in rock before. Not the nicest feeling. It feels really tight, like you can't breathe. But, you know, it's exciting.
That sounds.
See, I usually
not
trap people in
exciting.
mud, because then they can still breathe, but they're stuck still. But, you know,
How
rock hurts.
often are you? It's fine. Let's keep going. Flying things.
Yep. This way.
As you turn around, you find yourself in a really large circular room with like intricate carvings on the side, and everything else is covered in like military grade hot air balloons with Fire Nation insignias. And just like there's hot air balloons, there's gliders that have been modified so they run mechanically and not using airbending. There's basically enough junk on the floor if you wanted to make your own flying thing. Like, this is the place to go if you need a quick way out of the mountains, basically.
Why are all the colours so scary? This is an air temple. Why?
Well, if I remember correctly, the people that took here, one of them was a smart guy, right? And he liked to build things, but he needed money to build things. And then the fire people give him money to build things. Yep.
Okay.
I
But
think.
we're fine to take these.
Either
now.
that or he stole from the fire people. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. That's fine. How do we fly?
Oh, I thought you said you knew how to pilot things.
A boat.
Uh-huh. It's like that, but in the air, I think.
Have you done this before?
Absolutely not. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, 2 days is better than 2 months, so I'll take it.
Chen's like going around and like pushing at different stuff to like see how sturdy or unsturdy it is, and just like so upset. He's so sandy, and the prospect of flying one of these things is so. And nobody's brought him food, and he's asked so many times. Could we do like the big ones, like the hot air balloons?
Well, yeah, that's.
Do you want to roll and assess the situation as you kind of touch things all around you?
Sure. This time we're gonna get somewhere.
This time.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Cool. So you get to either ask one of the questions in the move or ask what you want about this place. And I'll tell you secret.
Yeah, can we take one of the air, what is it called?
Hot
Yeah,
air
but
balloons.
we're
the
supposed
hot
to
air
take one of them,
balloon.
yeah.
Yeah, so as you kind of walk up to the largest thing there that's genuinely like in the middle of the sanctuary, it looks functional. It does look like it doesn't require firebenders to function properly. Like there is a whole gas tank attached to it, so that it could work for anyone. You don't know, you've not learned how to pilot one of these, but your knowledge of like physics, just general physics, you would know that the way hot air balloons work is you blow hot air and into like a balloon, and the difference in temperature between what the air inside the balloon and the air outside the balloon allows it to rise into the air, and then you can steer it using the wind, and just the steering wheel in the balloon basically. So it seems like you could use this, and it doesn't belong to anyone.
Chen like relaxes so much because he saw the little like 1-person hang gliders and immediately was like, I will have a panic attack if they make me do the individual hang gliders. I will be able to do it, but I will not look very cool doing it, and I will be very stressful. So if we do a big air balloon, that'd be less stressful.
I think Bo
Let's
is
do this
also
one.
relieved with the idea of Chen being in a hot air balloon.
Flint is not relieved of the fact that he's going to be in a hot air balloon.
How do we get it out of here?
Good
It's a
question.
$1 million question.
Can you just, what's on the other side of the wall? Can you just earthbend and then we're outside?
Yeah.
No,
like,
I
is
think
there an
I think there was a way. There was a way to get them out.
Where are the air acolytes?
Oh, they clean stuff mostly. They don't do much of the heavy lifting, if I'm honest. That's why I'm here. That's why they so graciously welcome me into their midst. Even though I'm not an acolyte themselves. It's heavy lifting, really. Was there a door? Well, she did say
At this,
yeah,
you
but-
start. You hear like a gling, 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 kind of a bell. It took a while. The translation was not there for a hot minute. Yeah, just like a bell kind of ringing, and Flint, this is dinner.
Oh, Fizz ready?
Oh! I like start running and like up to the door.
And you
like
jump straight in the
right.
tunnel again, right?
No, the tunnel's closed up. So I'm waiting for Flint, or I'm gonna try and press, because what was pressed places. It was fine.
Okay, do a push your luck roll for me.
Okay.
Self-destruct system activated.
Oh no.
Eva, throw those dice away.
4. Maybe I'll do the other ones.
Yeah, I've come with
Good
quite a few of them just in case.
I have my backups nearby, and then I also have more
Wow.
backups in my bag.
So you're like banging on these buttons and nothing's happening.
I'm just staring.
You
just
pressed
like,
it. Please.
we've all done it. Yeah.
Don't make me go through the tunnel again. I'm already so sandy.
I mean,
As our guide.
Funny's
lead us
sobbing,
to
like
dinner.
tears. You know when you're like, when your mouth just goes like, when you're about to start crying. This is you right now.
Oh, it's been so much. It's been so much, and there's finally food.
I'll press the same button I pressed before just to open the door.
Cool. So
I'm gonna
you-
try and remember which button it was.
Cool. So you go through, and table is set. Everyone is kind of sat at their normal seats that they have. I say table is set. It is just everyone on the floor, and then Flint, you've risen a bit of the mountain just to have like a slightly higher up piece of land, and that's where the table is set, and it's just delicious vegetables and plants, and like it smells really nice. All vegetarian food that they've kind of gone and gathered from around the temple and like down the mountain, but not very far. It's all locally sourced, is what I'm trying to say.
Organic, locally sourced. It's good
Organic
stuff.
and vegetarian.
The like
And,
sad, like on the edge of tears has become like just streams of happy tears. Just like such relief.
Cooked food for the
Do you
first time.
think that the vegetarian food is just the like appetizer though, because you're fancy?
I'm excited because for some reason Chen can sense that this is organic, locally sourced. But yeah, definitely thinks that there's more on the
This is like
coming.
Waitrose level. Yeah.
So the Jing, the first woman who spoke to you, excitedly is like, "There's food for all of you. We've made food for all of you. Please sit down, have a seat, have a rest. I hope you're enjoying your time in the temple. I hope what was it? But that she like looks at her wife, who calmly just rises from her chair, stands up. She's like, this woman is like feet. I don't know feet. Like
Tall.
how tall is like 6.5 feet tall?
That's
Very
That's
tall.
6 or 5 is
She's 6'5".
that's incredibly rare for women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is,
She's a woman NBA player.
Okay.
No, she's like really tall, like clearly tall. And she stands up and kind of like recites a little prayer of thanks to just nature and the Enomad culture for letting them walk amongst these great men and women who walked in these halls before. And after this like big speech, she looks at her wife again and goes, it's fine, and then sits back down. And the other one is like, yes, traditions, we have many of them and I haven't learnt them all yet. Please sit down, have the food. This is all we could gather for today. I hope it's enough. We weren't expecting any guests.
We've been eating like grains and nuts and stuff for a while because we ran out
How
of food.
lucky of you
No.
to eat more grains
Oh.
gathered locally.
No,
And
but
at that, there's like a ball, like the young boy comes in with like a ball of grains, and she like looks at him and is like, take it away. And he like goes and puts the like ball of grains on the floor.
Honestly, you should try the broccoli. It's actually really nice.
The broccoli. The mountain broccoli.
just, and it's not broccoli. It's probably not broccoli. It's just like the greenest thing he's ever eaten. So he will say broccoli. He's from a fish town. He's used to like a lot of protein in his food, like just fish and meats and all that kind of stuff. Like you can tell that he's like he won't know half of the name of these things.
Do I need to apologize for my grains comment? I wanted to be like, we haven't had cooked food in any capacity. I didn't mean to insult their grains.
No, I'll be fine. They're nice people. Well,
Oh.
they have to be nice people.
But do they think I'm nice
fun.
people?
I know.
Okay.
Keep Meanwhile, Chen's like finished his plate and like already going for a second. Like he is blatantly rude versus Bo being like, I made a comment. Do they think I'm like, so when is the next like?
When's the next course
When's
coming?
second
Yeah.
dinner?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like just plonk myself down next to Chen then and start eating slowly.
Sad, just sad eating.
No, I'm trying to look happy about it.
Delicious. Great.
I love
Broccoli.
grains.
Honestly, after all these months, it's grown on me.
And at that, the same woman as before goes, I heard you're meeting Kavik.
What is a
Yes,
Kavik?
We would love to know more about him.
Oh, Kavik is, they're a friend of the temple. They came to help, and we haven't seen them in a while. They come from the Northern Water Tribe. Maybe they'll help.
And they're where?
Oh, that guy. Right.
Well, you know
mean-
this person?
I think.
Okay.
Last time we heard, they were heading off to Kobe. Kobe, Flint. It's not on your map because it's new. It's in Chenbao, which is like Chenbao is the region, and it has a bunch of like different fishing villages and like trading ports and all of that, and Kobe is one of the biggest ones.
Okay.
Well, any friend of yours is a friend of ours.
Why is everyone so excited about them?
They were just really nice. They were really nice. And at that, the like young boy is like, nice.
I love.
Is that code for cult
see,
leader or
connect.
hot?
I'm very excited.
Nice. Not as nice as Chen's husband. Nice.
Well, they-
Nice nonetheless.
They can't all be like
I'm just saying,
top tier.
if your husband is, a bad man, Kavik might be a good second choice.
I think you should definitely meet Kavik. I think this would be great.
I've like pulled out the photo and like just like passing it around like
Everyone is going like, oh, yes, yes. Oh.
and
Clearly
he's
like
really
two
brilliant.
lesbian women looking at this guy, feeling no emotions, trying to pretend that he's any kind of attractive.
Wow. No solidarity these days.
Yeah. Oh, I had a question. So, we were in the airship bit. I forgot. Am I allowed to make
Oh,
a
you've
hole in
opened the
wall?
sanctuary?
Yeah. Am I allowed to open a hole in the wall to get the ship out? Or was there a back door? I don't remember.
Did you not see the lever?
Honestly, didn't look for one.
Yeah, there's a lever. It opens the roof.
I
Oh,
thought there would
that's
be a
what it was.
roof.
You're right. You're
That's
right.
all very
Incredibly
smart.
exciting.
How were you expecting to get the ship out laterally?
I thought you
Push
just
it.
everyone
It's a hot
like,
air balloon.
like
Yeah.
everyone gets in,
It's down
and
mountain.
then one person pushes it, and then jumps in right at the last second, and then the people who are inside the hot air balloon have to turn the fire on really quick.
And then we earthbend it open at the top.
We're gonna make it far.
I mean, you can try. I've never seen it used that way, but you can try.
No, if there's a lever, we'll use it.
It's like a sled.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like a
straight up
sled.
makes more sense because
fly.
I think I'd be the one jumping, and I don't know how good I am at jumping. I'm like okay.
I've seen
Do you wanna?
jump, Bo.
Do you wanna?
I've
Do you wanna
seen jump.
try? And at that, the 18-year-old boy clearly trying to impress you is like
Try-
getting prepared to like race you to the highest jump.
Raisin me.
Go on, Bo. Yeah, I've seen you jump a lot. You're a very good jumper.
Sure, yeah. And I
He
say
starts
to the
running.
guy,
He's running. He's running. I'm gonna roll for him. He doesn't have stats. I'm making up stats for him right now. Okay, roll your jump if you want to jump with him. He's succeeded in doing a jump. I will
What
tell
am
you
I
how
rolling?
well. You're rolling skills and training.
Okay, so that is... Oh, that's focus. I'm gonna smash it. 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so he's like running. He does a jump. It's kind of a bit ridiculous. Like, he's clearly thinks he's gone really far. He has managed to do a jump and not fallen over, but he's not. It's not very impressive.
Do I manage to outdo him?
It depends. Do you want to outdo him? Basically, your rule was to dictate where the level was to beat. But if you
Yeah.
don't want to do a jump, you don't have to. If you do, you can tell us how it was.
I'm gonna do a jump and just land slightly short of him. So that he thinks he was better, but I
He's
will
like
land
puffing.
perfectly.
He's puffing his chest. He's so
Oh, in
proud
which
of
case I
himself.
will not. If he's proud of himself, I'm gonna jump further than him.
You can't take back what you've said.
I made the decision based on his body language. I didn't know what his body
Fair.
language was. I know, and I'm not contributing
He's like,
to an
he's
inflated
like,
ego.
I slipped at the start of my jump. I am a good jumper. And he's like, kind of like trying to convince himself that next time he'll be so
No,
much better.
I think you're right. I think you did slip. I think we should go again. And I think you can jump further.
He's going.
What I
again.
want to do is, just before he takes off, I want to give like a little bit of a kick and earthbend just underneath him to push him further.
Okay, I'm going to interpret that mechanics-wise as you helping him.
Yes,
So
Can
he'll
I-
just get a
can I
plus
s-
one up.
Can I
absolutely.
roll to see if I notice that Flint is doing that so that I can
Sure.
also
What would
ring
that
this
be?
for Bo?
Probably assess the situation, and then if you succeed, you'll just know what he's done.
Come on.
This is not how we play this game. I'm fully rolling dice, and I shouldn't be. I'm making up the rules. It's
go.
my
I got a
game. I can do
9.
what I want. Okay, so you definitely know what's going on.
Okay, so
Oh, he's done so well.
if Flint's cheating, then I'm also gonna help Bo.
He got a 9. He got a 10 with the plus 1. No, he got a 9. He's got -1 plus 1, so he's just got 9.
Do I get to roll with an extra thing as well because I'm getting help from Chen?
Yeah. No, it's not an extra dice. It's you just get a +1 on whatever you've rolled.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. That was awful.
No!
That is 3, and then I get +2 anyway, so that's 5, and then it's a 6.
Which is still a
Ken-
fail.
Yeah,
You
Ken's not
fully
used to,
slip
like-
for real.
I'm not expecting the help, and I just
Yeah.
You know when you are trying to like double jump and then like the trampoline does the weird thing and your knees just buckle.
yeah.
That's essentially what just happened.
That's exactly what's happening. And he does like
not used to giving like discreet, like it's like big moves or nothing. Versus Flint can do like the little like sneaky. It's too big, too much.
so he actually succeeds like a slightly better jump than before, but because you fully just don't jump. He's now really smug about it. I think you know what I think? I think we've gone one each. I think we can say it's a draw. We're just as good, the two of us.
We need a tiebreaker. We obviously need a tiebreaker.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna get up because I assume I hit the ground like I generally do when I fall with my face. I'm just gonna get up, turn around, sit down, and be like, "Is there dessert?" Please.
And at that, the grains come back on the table.
Is there at least sugar in it? Or something? Or berries? Is it sweet? Or is it just grains?
And you see everyone kind of like looking at each other like, oh no, we've not had berries for months at this point.
It's cold.
It's fine. Just eat my grains.
Bo, I know that you're an excellent jumper.
I didn't even
Use-
want to prove that I was a great jumper. I didn't even want to.
Peer pressure.
You have so many other skills too. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who's this
it's-
dude?
It's
Yeah,
fine.
don't worry.
I've got my
Jumping
grains.
is not for everyone.
I can jump. It's okay. It's fine.
I'm like passing around the greens to try and create some distraction where I like quietly hype up Bo.
So as dinner kind of like it's happened now, everyone has had dinner. Unless you want to specifically ask a question to someone, that all of the air acolytes are going to be like, so we're going to bed now because it's nighttime. But see you tomorrow. There'll be breakfast. Your clothes, if you leave them out to dry, will be dry by tomorrow. Basically, make us up at home this evening.
Yeah. Don't leave them out to dry outside, because then they'll just be a frozen sheet of cloth. Put him inside, not by the fire. We've done that before. Not to name any names. Everyone looks at Flint, but it can start a fire. You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Everyone
is
is kind of like looking
name
at
a
Flint,
nickname
like,
for a reason?
Huh?
Is your name a nickname for a reason?
No, it's not a nickname. It's my name.
Okay.
I think, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Ken decided to go to probably walks off in the wrong direction for the straw beds. Ready.
you hear Haywan going over here, just like really annoyed, and like pushing open a door and then leaving as if inviting you into this like. It's not really a room. They're not really doors. It's like barn doors, but it gives you some privacy at least.
I think just before I go to sleep, I'll ask Haywan, which I'm assuming is the one that usually gives me most of my jobs. It's them.
Yeah.
So I'd go up to her and go, okay.
So is there anything like you gotta do before I leave that you'd need some bending for, because you know it's the last night, so we might as well get the most of it.
I don't know. You know, all of this stuff. It's years. It's gonna take years, anyways. I mean, you've
Okay.
seen what the sanctuary looks like, and that she's like looking at a scroll on her desk that she's got open, which is like not a painting, but clearly it's been drawn, and it's meant to represent like the sanctuary, but it's barely recognizable. Like you only notice that it is the sanctuary because of the etchings on the walls, but it's so far from being anywhere close to what it was before, and you can tell that that's the thing that's been weighing on her a little bit, is that like they've been doing this for about 10 years at this point. We're playing about 10 years after the Fire Lord Ozai defeat, and
No, I've
of
told
course you've made progress, but like it's
Yeah.
not.
It's like,
There's no
I've told you
rush.
yeah, it's like,
I've told you before, you know, if you go down to my home village, there's plenty of earthbenders there that'd be able to help. We'd do like twice the time if we've had at least half a bender more. You know? Maths sounds weird.
Well, I'll think about it.
I mean,
And you can tell that, like, for once, genuinely asking for help is like getting to her a little bit, and like as prideful as she is in having this job, she's starting to consider it like a job, and you can tell that that's like a problem for her.
yeah.
So he's like, thank you for everything, and you should go have your adventures. Come back whenever you can. We'll be here.
no, I will. Yeah, you can't get rid of me if you tried, and you've tried. Anyway, see you later.
And at that she like puts her hand out, wanting to like shake your hand.
Just
And,
dirt. Just dirty hand, shaking her hand. like,
immediate
clearly-
regret, but she's like, no, I must respect all living things and beings. Shakes your hand.
I guess
Yeah.
technically he counts.
And then heads off to her bedroom.
And I'll head out, back into the room.
Cool.
Ken's gonna swallow his pride and find Flint and be like, can you please desand me before I go to bed?
Sure, but that does require me touching you. Are you okay with that?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Rock
He's gonna
bottom.
he's gonna come like from behind, and just like, you know, like when you like pat someone on the back, but it's like the roughest, like hand to the back, and all the sand just like falls from like forward out of you. It's like one of those like you're choking, so I'm gonna give you some strong like hand pats, but it's just one big slap to the back.
When Flint comes around the back in Chen's like deep moment of fatigue and tiredness, there's a little bit of like, maybe he's gonna, and then he does that, and I'm like, no, I need to go to bed. This is the last straw. She just doesn't say anything, and me takes out the picture of my husband.
Yeah.
But are you doing anything before bed?
Can I ask if there's showers?
They all look at you like, this is a temple, not a palace.
Yeah, but you guys all live here. You gotta get clean somehow. How do you guys
There's
wash
a
yourselves?
lake
How
below
far
the
away is
mountain. It's quite far.
What? Okay, and I'm just gonna try and like...
There's bits of there's like fountains and fake waterfalls like here. They just don't waterbend, so they can't
Yeah,
use it as a shower.
I'm just
But
gonna
if you want
like,
to get
fully
showered,
clothed,
those are outside.
just wash, like, take the water and drench myself, just whilst fully clothed, just to clean all the sand away. And, like, a few times till the water stops looking grubby. And then, you know, just flip-flop back to whichever room I'm meant to be in.
Squish, squish, squish every time you walk.
It's a full squelch sound. Oh wait, no, I can waterbend. I slowly...
I was waiting.
I was waiting.
Are they gonna remember?
I guess squelching it is.
I'll waterbend all the water away. That's fine.
Cool.
Flint just makes his usual sand bed in whatever corner he usually sleeps in, and just starfish into the sand.
Just for like angel in a snow, but sand in earth.
If me and Chen are sharing a room, I assume. And if
No,
it's just-
you've got. I mean, they're not rooms. Again, you're separated by a literal barn door, but
Yes.
you each have like a little area.
Yeah, and the bed's just straw, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna pick it up and move it to like, so I can make sure Chen's okay and just like sleep there.
Chen's
Shay, you
already
okay with that?
asleep, pants sleep. He's whispered some sweet nothings to the Poto before bed and just out.
Amazing. The night falls and everyone wakes up with no more fatigue. So everyone who had fatigue can take it off of the character sheet for the rest of this. You have spent the night here, and you awaken to the sound of... No, there's no animals, because my brain has forgotten all animals.
It's Avatar. You could just
Are you gonna
add
make an
two
animal
animals
sound?
together and that
Crab
exists.
seagulls is
That's
what
what
it
you'd have
is.
on the mountain, yes.
A crab seagull
We're
on
near
the
the sea.
mountain.
We're near the sea.
Specifically, I do have it somewhere, the thing that actually is in the Northern Air Temple. I've just conveniently not written out anywhere else, and so I don't have it with me right now.
Spider bats. There we go.
But crab seagulls is what it is.
Crab
I've
balls,
decided.
yes.
Crab gulls, yep. So you awaken to the sweet sound of crab seagulls.
Just absolute shrieking.
Being swallowed by like the cliff
outside.
clacking sound.
Exactly.
So loud.
The sun is rising over on the horizon, and it's a brand new day. How does everyone feel?
I feel great.
Yeah. Am I still troubled?
Oh yeah. Our condition.
No. It's been a good rest. Again, those, if you're watching expecting to learn the rules, these are not the rules. I am making up the rules.
Cool.
It's loosely based on the rules, like every TTRPG.
Vaguely.
We very loosely base things on the rules set, and then we go from there.
Exactly. I think I go and see if I can find where Chen left his trousers and stuff, and grab them and bring them back to the room. Put them next to his. I mean, wait. Are you awake from the crab goals?
No, I'm trying to do. There's definitely not a pillow, but like I would be doing the thing of like pillow on head to be like just another half an hour.
I just put it next to the bed and then go out seeking food.
I reckon Flint would have been up like fairly early, just before crack of dawn, as he's used to, and then be like probably helping, like setting up for the morning, moving anything that needs to be moved, like last minute cleanup really before he leaves. He's used to just being a bit of a busybody, so like sitting around waiting is not exactly his thing. He doesn't particularly like industrial jobs where a lot of his family has gone into, but he also doesn't like just like he gets bored very easily, very clearly. So he's just been like walking around following whoever's still like already awake doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, so you find Guanian, who's, I don't think I've said her name before, the really, really tall one. And she's got like a little, the little bag that's on a stick. A little bag on a stick. She's got one of those.
It
that a
does
word?
have a word.
Run
It's
away,
a bag on
run
a
away.
stick is
Yeah.
what it is. And she like looks at you, and you know that means that you're invited to wherever she's going. But you know that she says no words apart from like the traditional respectful things.
Yeah, and it'll be one of those things that like he clearly takes full advantage of that and just talks her ear off the entire time. And about absolute nonsense. Like it's never any meaningful conversation. It is just nonsense.
And the fact that you've been invited back over and over again does indicate that she doesn't mind at all, and she's pretty happy to have a friend for these trips. So you walk kind of down the mountains, all the way down, and she takes you like along some clearing down a path. It takes a while, but you get to this like kind of foresty bit, and she like stops and smiles, and it's just bushes that are covered in berries. And she looks at you and starts like picking them one by one and putting them in
I'd
the
be
bag.
like, oh, so you've been holding back on us. Nice! And I'll like help her pick everything.
And she doesn't like pick up everything because
No,
she knows
yeah.
to leave stuff for other people, but she picks what she thinks would be necessary for the amount of you that there are this morning.
Yeah.
And after that's done, she kind of starts walking back, and then she looks at you, kind of hoping that you'll do some spending magic to get the two of you back
I was about
up
to say,
quicker.
like, as soon as we reach the end of the bottom of the cliff, I'll do a platform, and then just like putting my hands to the side, I'll just like do that kind of like shoving motion and like basically like scale us up the mountain.
Cool. So you get back into the temple and through the doors. The doors are always open. And as you make your way back in, Bo is just coming out of the room, like running around, stealing clothes, looking weird. But you kind of understand what's going on. But you like lay all the stuff and like put the berries in a ball and leave them on the table.
And berries?
And so I just turned to her and go, no, but yeah, so I was just thinking, right, if the air balloon crashes, I'm pretty sure I can soften my landing. Not sure about the others, but, you know, you can use it like a sled on snow, so that's going to be pretty exciting, yeah. Oh, hi! Yeah.
Is these for us to... Can we eat the berries?
Yeah? Yes? I mean, there you go.
I take some of the berries and like rush back to Chen. And I'm like, Chen, wake up, get up.
Okay.
There's berries!
Oh, why did you tell me that there was berries? I rush and like put on my pants.
I'm like, here, take some of mine. We'll go back out, but you got berries there. Very nice.
Very nice.
Just like groggy eyes. Like
Already eating berries, barely woken up.
it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing back my pants.
I'm eating them like the same way Amberine eats berries.
Cutest little duo. Got warm pants, I got berries, and ready to take on the world.
Cool. So you get to the air temple. Everyone is already kind of like off doing their business, tidying the small amount, like the smallest square meter of rubble, and like trying to go through it and like pick out the important stuff, leave out all the mechanical rubbish, but also keeping the stuff that kind of would be helpful because there's no air nomads anymore. So everyone's kind of off doing what they're doing. What are you up to?
I'm just kind of like sitting around at this point, like within that original pile of rubble, just because there's like a lot of mechanical stuff that I can't bend. So it's just like every time someone's like, "Oh, I need to get to that bit," I'd be moving the pieces around it, that kind of thing, and just waiting for you guys to like show up and be ready because we've got a plan. And yeah, I've been awake for like 2 hours probably, and just before sunrise, so full energy, trying to like get things done essentially.
I think as soon as I've had enough food to constitute a reasonable breakfast, I'm just like trying to find you so that I can be like, it's time to go, let's go.
Chen has groggily made his way over to like where they ate dinner before and is waiting for people to bring more food.
If I see that, I will go get food for Chen.
You find just like a jar filled with dry oats, and you look around everywhere. There's nothing else. There's no milk. There's nothing to heat the oats. It's dry oats.
Okay. I'll get like a bowl of oats, and then try and find a fire.
There's no fires. They haven't put the fire on yet.
I will try and start the fire.
Okay. Push your luck, because I don't know why you'd know how to start a fire.
We've been traveling for a long time.
I guess.
Canonically only eating grain.
It's true.
That's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Roll with passion. Okay. That is. Oh, that's not bad. That is a 9.
Ooh, very nice. Yes, the fire. You struggle at first because you don't have the correct rocks, and then eventually you get the angle right, and a spark goes, and the fire's now.
Sweet.
fully
And
going.
in lieu of milk, I'll put some water. I'll get some water and put it in the bowl and heat it up till it's nice, and then I'll go and put some berries in it as well, and then take that to Chen. And just nice hot breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
Also,
Thank you so much, Bo. And you know what? I know you don't want to have to show your jumping prowess, but I bet if we did do a tiebreaker, you would win.
if I wasn't given assistance, I'm sure I would have won.
Assistance? You didn't. I was just sitting at the table eating all the wonderful grains that they brought us.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the huge block of earth that moved around had nothing to do with it.
Sometimes Earth moves like that. You're not an earthbender, so you don't always know. Sometimes it just moves like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
I'm excited to meet Kavik. Sounds very nice.
Yes, he sounds No, they sound lovely. They sound lovely.
Oh yeah, they sound very nice.
Nice.
I'm excited.
And then as soon as you like start digging in, I'm gonna rush over to Flint and be like, "When are we going?
Hello?
When do we get to go fly?"
As soon as you're ready. You ready?
Chen is eating.
Mm-hmm.
When Chen is done eating,
Okay.
do we need to take food?
I've got some berries.
Yeah, but if it takes 2 days, we can't just eat berries.
That's only 2 days.
Chen overhears and is like, so this is really nice, actually. More grains? Yeah, for the road?
Okay.
You
Yeah?
can get a pouch of grains, I suppose. Yeah.
If we go get some oats, if we ask for some oats.
I mean, we're not gonna fly for 2 days straight. We're gonna land, right? Like,
I
I'm gonna
don't.
need to stretch my legs, and trust me, you don't want me to do that on the plane.
It's not a plane. It's a balloon. We can stand up.
You don't
What?
want me to do that on the balloon.
I don't
It
want you
gets
to stand
rocky.
up.
You know when you like stretch your muscles really far and it starts to shake? That's what I do every time. And I shake violently.
Okay,
It's
I don't
just-
know how we fly. I don't know the rules of flying if we have to stop after a certain amount of time.
Oh, it's just, gas goes in, balloon goes up, gas goes out, balloon goes down.
Chen just yells from the table.
I
It's
took-
an
I took-
earthbender thing. You gotta stretch your legs. You gotta touch the earth.
Okay.
Imagine you were in a desert where there was no water. It would hurt you. Listen, we spend
It's not
all
that
our
bad,
time.
but it's still nice.
It's we spend our entire time connected to the earth. To get disconnected, it feels weird. It's like jumping, right? It feels weird when you do it wrong. So it's one of those things that we need to do.
Chen's finished eating. It's
I'm
like,
gonna go
walks
get
over.
oats, and I just turn and go to where I got oats from before and see if I can ask someone if we can take a sack of oats.
You find who do you find? Who do you want to find?
Not the person who thought I was hitting on them.
Okay, yeah, no. You find her wife, kind of like grabbing things and doing a lot of movements for very little result. Like you can tell that she's the opposite of her wife, where her wife will only be very methodical about everything. Will do 10 things and one of them will be useful. So she's like running around, moving things off the shelves, looking at them, closing them again, putting them back on the shelf, taking something else, opening it up. She's like scuffling in this pantry.
I'm just like trying to stay out of her way, so I keep moving around and I'm like, hey, I just had a question.
Yep.
Can we take like a small bag of oats for the journey, please?
Yes. No, don't take that one. And she like goes back, crawls on the floor. There's like a little door. Opens the door, puts her hand like inside a hole, grabs something else. It's like literally 3 kilograms of just dry oats in a bag.
I don't think we need that much. We're going for 2 days.
She cannot compute that you're refusing a gift.
I take the bag and then look around for smaller bags.
She's doing her things.
That-
It's a pantry. It's filled with bags of different sizes.
Okay.
So feel free to like.
Cool.
make
I
a
then
smaller
just
bag.
spend some time taking some oats out of the big bag and putting them into little bags.
Okay. What's everyone else doing during this time?
I'm like packing up a very small bag, pressing down.
It's just one photo.
Yeah. Patting down the straw, being like, thank you, straw bed. I didn't think you were gonna be so comfortable. I may not see you for a while, but thank you for your service. And I'm ready to go. Ready to talk to Flint about how earthbenders sometimes need to touch the ground.
Need to
We
touch the
found
ground.
one thing, one common ground that we can talk about between us.
We can touch the ground.
That's your common ground. It's just ground.
The ground is our common
It's the
ground.
ground. That's what it is. Okay.
Flint, I suppose, would go around into like the various storage areas that he knows about, and take basically like 3 like very small traveling blankets, like roll them up together so that they're like a neat little bundle. Put it in like one of those like sports bag, almost like those little satchels like they used to get for like sports, essentially, where it's a bag with the drawstrings that become around the arm, one of those, but like a single around the arm thing, and just puts the cloth in there, closes it up, puts the berries there as well, little pot of berries, closes it up, and he's ready to go.
Very
Right,
cool.
you ready? Is that what's happening? We good?
Do we need
Ready to go.
anything else? Do we need to tell people we're leaving? Do we need to...
Oh no, they'll know.
Okay, I mean, I suppose they'll see
do,
us
do we know where we're gonna find Kavik? In
Yes.
in
Uh,
Kobe.
is there any other specific place we should go to find them?
Oh, we'll find out when we get there.
Do we know what they look like? Is there any
Yeah.
other information?
So I'm very terrible with names. Okay with faces, but I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, we won't forget Kavik. It's fine. Kavik is one of those people that you don't forget the face of. The name, maybe. The face, no.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Cool. So you make your way back into the sanctuary the normal way, I'm assuming this time.
Anybody down for a little sand tunnel for good old time's
We
sake? Like
can't
yesterday?
wash off for 2 days, so maybe we don't do that.
What's wrong with sand?
I can't. I'm not an earthbender, so I can't just
Mhm.
it away.
You don't need to, like, all of it away.
Have you? It's
Get a little nice scratch in the back.
no,
Nice.
it's disgusting. It's all
Uh-huh.
bitty.
Yeah.
I like flowy.
Mhm.
Bitty is not good.
Well, sand can be flowy.
Okay. And I open the door.
Ken's gonna try again.
The most
Can I
hilarious
try
part about
open
this
it
whole
again?
interaction is that this is true Amberine speaking. this is not Bo speaking.
This is not the true Marcio speaking. Okay, I hate the feeling of sand. Like I used to love the beach when I was growing up, but the sand when it gets everywhere, the worst.
I
The
hate
worst
sand.
feeling.
It's
Sand is
yeah.
gross.
Rock beaches, great. You get to see the water and you don't have to touch sand.
Can Chen make a roll to see whether he remembers how to open the door this time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Woo! Is that assess the situation? Or rely on your skills and training?
Sure. I think it's assess the situation because you said that you remembered last time, but it's not training.
Okay, that's a 9.
It's a 9. Very cool. Yeah, you remember which button it is.
Back in the game, baby!
All you needed was a good night of sleep in a straw bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So you enter back into this large circular room covered in junk and like war things. I'm good at war things. Vocabulary is what we're learning today. But yeah, obviously the Hot Eveline is still here in the middle, and yeah, what do you want to do now?
I go, lever, as I look around the room for a lever.
Okay, assess the situation.
It's a 6. That -1 is rude.
I mean, if someone wants to help, this is the moment.
I'm gonna stare at them doing it first, and then like wherever they're not checking, I'll look.
Okay, assess the situation.
Oh, that's good. An assess situation is creativity, so I get a +2. 10.
Yeah, you fully know where the lever is. You spotted it the other day, you just didn't really know what it was for. You mistook it the other day for like a piece of junk, but you know where it is. You go and you pull on it, and as expected, and the mechanism
Yeah.
is the one. The mechanism still perfectly works. As you pull on the lever, the whole like structure that looks like just stone starts cracking, and basically you see it's mud that's been stuck and dried to hide the fact that all of it is trapdoor that's reclining along the circular walls. and as you look up, it's just like a huge cylinder that's kind of been carved out of this mountain all the way up to the sky.
Hell yeah. Chen's like already like scrambled, trying to get into like the hot air balloon thing, looking up, just assuming that other people are gonna do the lever and get the thing going and stuff. And it's like, wow, let's do it.
Is it like lined up so that we're in the right place?
Yeah, so it looks like there's stuff kind of stopping the hot air balloon from immediately being able to go up. There's like junk that's fallen on top of it and stuff. And now it's not covered in mud, but there is like mud on top of it now. But it kind of looks like if you started the hot air balloon, everything would kind of fall off naturally back to the ground. But it does seem lined up with the cylinder.
Okay, cool.
Like it does seem like that's literally what it was for.
I might move some of the big bits out the way that are on top, just or anything that looks like it's mechanical. Or no, anything mechanical that looks like it would break if it fell off like that. I'll move those to the ground and then be like, do we just hop in and start the fire?
Start it. Mm-hmm.
I did a fire this morning. I'm a pro.
It's not fire. It's gas.
Oh.
You don't want to start a fire.
Okay, do you want to do it?
Trust me, you have made a mistake. You don't want to do it. What?
Do you want to do it then? I don't know how. What? Yep. I'll let you.
Sure. I know what I'm doing. I'd like to know if I know what I'm doing.
So you don't technically know what you're doing. You can you find a good reason that you would know what you're doing and tell it to me, and I'll let you roll with skills and training, or it will just be a push your luck.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Is there a good reason why he would know? Sure. So, I have a feeling like this is not my first time down here, and the very first thing that he would have done in his first time here is fiddle with everything he could find. Just out of sheer boredom. Like, he spent many times up here, and, the monks aren't exactly, the acolytes aren't exactly the most exciting of people when it comes to entertainment. So he would have probably been out here and pressed a few buttons that probably would have started this thing at once, and he's like, oh, crap, and, like, shoved to like, turn it off again. So he would have stumbled upon the answer, and it's just whether or not he remembers which buttons he pressed, I think, would be the thing.
Okay. So rely on your skills and training and we'll see.
Sweet.
So has everyone made it on the hot air balloon? Stuff is now off. All of the mess has been kind of pushed off the sides.
I've put my bag down that's got the oats and stuff in it, and then I'm also like saying to Chen, maybe you should just like crouch down a little bit as we take off.
It's 7.
Okay. It's
Just.
not lovely. It's not the nicest you've ever done, right?
Yeah.
But you do manage to, get the gas going. The thing kind of flaps about for a bit. It's a bit where at some point you're pretty convinced you're going to hit a wall, but you manage to save it like at the last minute and stabilize yourself within that big cylinder going upwards and upwards into the sky. As you turn around and look back down, you see that most of the air acolytes have gone into the outside courtyard bit and are looking and waving at you. You can't see them, they're quite far away already at this point. But you've made it basically over the top of the very, very top bit of the temple, and you're now flying over all of these mountains. And which way are you going?
Going west, I suppose, towards Shengbao.
Woo!
Very cool. You fly for like a all day pretty much, and it's smooth sailing. You know exactly where you're going. You know these mountains. You Flint probably try to like explain what each peak is and all the little memories that you have in different places. How are you doing, Chen, flying so far away from the ground?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably like crouched, sitting, trying not to think about the fact that we're very high up in the ground. I think I am listening to Flint, though, like Flint's monologue of like explaining different stuff, because I like learning about different history and stuff. And
History. It's
I-
most of these things. It's more like, oh yeah, that's when I broke my arm. Twice. You'd think that I'd remember falling from that cliff when jumping towards the water, but guess what? I forgot. So I jumped right down to the exact same spot where I broke my hand the first time.
Did you hit your head too?
A few times,
Okay.
here and there.
Yep.
You know, everyone does it. when
Yeah,
they're
no,
small.
like I said, I fell down that hill on my face, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine. It tracks. Do you think if we threw some oats off the side, would it fall like rain, and could we call it graining?
Yeah, no, I think that works, really. I mean, we can go higher to the clouds, then it will definitely be graining.
I think after spending so much time just with Bo, having another person with another like set of history and stories to tell. Chen loves gossip and loves stories, even though it's usually like high society. I'm actually kind of enjoying a little bit Flint just being like, yeah, this is where I broke my arm. I'm like, wow. I do want to hear. I'm like, tell me more about the village. Who's the village gossip? Like, what's the vibe? Like,
And he will tell it all. Because it's like, he himself is not the kind of person that would
oh yeah.
be around people when happening, but his mother. His mother
I gotta
for
meet your
sure
mom
is.
one day.
Like, his mother for sure is. And he spends a lot of time with her. So, absolutely. He would be telling, like, oh yeah, and she said this, and you wouldn't believe his reaction, right? Like, the exact way that she would tell him, he's telling Chen right now.
Oh, this is like, oh, so happy. Things are really looking up for Chen. I'm like, this is my happy place. Somebody telling me the hot goss. This is my favorite thing.
And as these conversations are happening, the sun is starting to set, and we kind of zoom out a little bit from this hot air balloon, and we cut to Guan Yin, the tall woman from the Northern Air Temple, who, as the sun is kind of setting, is perched atop the highest, very highest roof in the temple, looking far away to the horizon. And as we kind of focus on her face and focus on her eyes, we see her face get progressively more and more worried. And it seems like in the reflection of her iris, we can distinguish the unmistakable smoke of a significant Earth Kingdom fleet going west. And with that, we will end episode 1 of Blanket Fort Does Avatar. I don't have a title for this. Thank you everyone for tuning into the very first episode of Blanket Fort ever. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel. Tell all of your friends about us if you would like more extra bonus content, like audio-only episodes and episodes a week early and just more stuff. There is a Patreon linked down below, and it's also here on the screen. I hope this is fine for me editing later. If you happen to have a few extra pounds, euros, dollars to spare, it would allow us to make more of these campaigns. Anyways, join us next week to find out what awaits our heroes on their perilous journey to the Northern Water Tribe. Thank you, everyone!
Woo!